YouTube? Ashley here, back with another video. I'm Ash.
I'm Leah.
Okay, and today we're gonna talk about fatherless men. I know we talk about a lot of things, and we was just going through our videos, and we was like, hey, we don't got a video of men being raised without their fathers. So let's talk about it because it does happen in the world, and unfortunately, it happened way too often. And I got on this subject because a lot of people talk about the I always read the comments because I do look at videos a lot and read their comments, and it disturbs me every time I read a comment about a gay male in the video. They always be like, oh, see, these men need to start raising their kids, and it's just unfair for them to say that that's why they turned out that way, because it's like it's 2020 people, 2020 2024 people. Like, people are gonna be who they are. Like, we shouldn't judge their preference and just assume, oh, they was that way because they didn't raise by their father. Despite what you might think, a lot of those men probably was raised by their father. You just assume that they wasn't, but they are who they are, and they accepted who they are. They comfortable with who they are, and they like who they like. Just like the females that like females, of course, it's kind of biased with that because they like, yeah, it's okay for girls like girls because that turn men on, and they can go back and forth with men and girls because people get excited about that, and what they say, every girl turn gay in the club, right?
Do they?
Yeah, because you know how we be dancing with our homegirls, we like, get it, be, you know what I'm saying, slopping booties and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then men do that. They're like, oh, yeah, they gay. They don't got a girlfriend. They can't. So it's just not the same. So I'm going to stick to the subject. I just want to talk about how can it affect a man growing up without his father. How can that truly affect him? I personally think that it can affect him by, just not having a father figure in your life at all. I do feel like it affects them about, I feel like only a man can really teach you how to be a man. And let's just be honest. A man is a man and a woman is a woman. So men have those certain traits to it, and most of the time, they the leader of the household, and they just, take initiative and stuff like that. So I do feel like they do need their father around to just, teach him those steps, because that father has been uh 1 year 5-year old boy, 6-year old boy, 7-year old boy. That mother have never been a man. Okay, she was a woman, and she still is a woman.
So what you guys say about the women that also celebrate Father's Day for themselves because they say they the mother and the father?
I don't have nothing against them, but at the end of the day, they are a woman. So I'm not going to agree that they are, a father is a man. Let's just
We
call a spade a spade.
first let the audience know why a father is important in the household?
Okay, so a father is important in the household because there are certain qualities that a father can instill in his son. Like, for example, taking leadership, taking responsibility, going through puberty, because boys go through puberty, relationship advice, you know, a father take them out doing sports, all these things. I'm not saying that a mother can't take her child out to these events, but the guidance that they need to, grow up in this world when they take them to these events, like, because the father already experienced that. They already been their age, and they've been a male. So a father can teach his 15-year-old or 10-year-old child what he been through because he was his age and a male. A mother cannot, because yes, she was his age, but she was never a male. So certain things she not gonna be able to relate to, and that's okay. I know women are superheroes. We can create life inside our stomach, but let's just be real. We can't teach that man everything on how to be a man because we're not a man ourselves. I can't agree with that. Okay? And so, just main topics is like just having that man present in your kid life can guide him on making decisions. Like he might, of course we all gonna make mistakes in our life. Like we gonna make the bad decisions dealing with relationships. We gonna make bad decisions dealing with financial everything. We gonna make bad decisions, but with with that guidance from your father, you gonna have an example in your life. To be a better man, versus you not having in that life to never know that at all, to just be kind of lost in this world. you know a man helps guide his son through this world, and show him a pathway. Of course he gonna have to make his own decisions, but as a parent, period, it's your job to guide him in the right direction, and help him make right decisions. You feel me? So yeah, I just feel like the main thing a man can teach his child is how to be a man. I'm sorry, like he a father, and that child is gonna grow up to be a young man, whether he choose to be gay, bisexual, straight, whatever. At the end of the day, he's still a man, and he needs to be, taught and guided as such. Period. You know. Um. So that's just so important. And without that, you can see that lack of, first of all, they might, despite, because they haven't grown up with their father, they gon' because they haven't grown up with their father, they gon' despite certain things, like they gonna be feeling like they missing something, and they gonna, what that love that they not getting from a father or a male figure in their life, they are gonna go looking out on the street for it. It doesn't matter if they have their mother. Like I said, a mother can only teach them certain things. She was a young woman all her life. She grew up being a young woman, so that child is gonna be feeling like he left out on something, and he gonna go looking for it in the street. I'm sorry, that's how most men join the gangs in the street. That's how most men start, going down the wrong path, because they out there looking for a father figure, and they might find the unk out in the street that they get connected to because they don't have that back at home. That happens a lot, and we just gotta admit that and face our fact. I know they like, okay, the father choose not to be around, that's them, but don't tell me that I can't, a mother, don't tell a mother that I can't be a mother and a father to my child, because I celebrate both. I don't need that. My child gonna go with, not my child not gonna go without. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and it's just like you doing all that because you trying to overcompensate for the fact that the father is not in his life, and that's your child. Of course you are supposed to show him that love and make your child feel like he not missing nothing, but we can't deny the fact that he is, you know and most of them go looking out for the streets. So I really think a father figure is necessary, and I do think that the boys that grow out without men do, lack certain things. And I think a lot of them end out on the street making bad choices because they didn't have their father figure in their life. What you think?
I do agree with what Ashley is saying as far as like boys do need their fathers in the house. It's very important for fathers to be there for their children, especially their sons. We're not we're not dissociating women who had by certain circumstances, like if the father got unalived or the father was deceased or incarcerated. We talking about or like locked up. I'm sorry. Or we talking about women who chooses to be single parents because saying that they don't need a father in the household. Fathers in the household is just as important as you being in the household. So a father to a son is important because, like she said, men fathers are important in the household because they need that guidance. Men raising little boys need the guidance from their father. They need the emotional support from their father. I mean, of course, the woman can get a man emotion, their little boys emotional support, but they also need that masculine. You gotta have that masculine and feminine. That's the balance.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, the father also needs to be in the house because that gives the little boy understanding how to emotionally have emotional intelligence, which some men I do feel like lack because I'm not saying all women don't show emotional intelligence, but if she's dealing with, especially if she's dealing with, because they said PTSD for women that have birth can last for 8 to 10 years, sometimes longer than that. So she's unemotionally available because she's stressed out and don't know how to manage her emotions because she got a lot of duties taking care of her child or children because that carries a lot. So you need to a parent household. So you need a father to teach the young boy how to have emotional intelligence, how to be aware, how to survive, how to you know um, show his skills, like when it comes to men and their skills, building things, doing things around the house. Like, us women ain't about to go in the sink and fix the sink. So, things things that takes a man nature to do, basically. And I'm not saying women is not equipped to do it either, but I'm just talking about that the masculine part of why fathers should be there in the house teaching their boys manhood. It's like, and then we're not going to talk about the anatomy of the woman. We know all that, so when our daughters have periods, they just let you know what's going on with it. When a man, like you were saying, actually, as far as a little boy going through puberty at 13, 14 years old, like, we as women not going to understand that. Only the father there can tell you, all right, man, you getting your mustache in, you getting your pecs in, you know what I'm saying?
Your voice getting deeper, start feeling itself.
And then also him understanding his sexual urge, because normally when we go through puberty, that's when we start experience the other sex or whatever. And like the father needs to be there to give him that growth, give him that understanding that you're going through puberty, son. This is what a man does, and how I went through certain things, like you were saying. So and then having a little boy, not to be too graphic, like you gotta teach him how to use the bathroom and stuff, and wash up. I don't know how little boys wash up. I'm a girl, so like I don't know what they supposed to be doing in the bathroom. I can only that's why I was like it's for the father to be there so he can teach his son like, all right, son, this is how you wash your butt. All right, son, this is how you use the bathroom. You can go off what you think is the proper way, and I'm not saying it's not information out there that can teach you this stuff, but it's to me it's the bond that the son had with the father. So you always want that bond. That's pretty much what it is with me. That father-son bond, just like, mommy and daughter bond.
Yeah, and I also think as a man, it's good to have the birds and the bees talk with your son too. Of course, the mother can have it, but it's
Yeah,
different.
those two separate conversations.
Yeah, it's different coming from a man because they both have the same body parts, so they're gonna talk about, the stuff that they, go through with the women versus the mother got her on the other side what she would go through with a man. So it is better when the man had the birds and the bees talk with his son.
And sometimes I feel like when single women have children, especially sons, I do feel like, I mean, maybe this is just my opinion. I do feel like women who have boys, they kind of teach boys to be a certain way because they want maybe that man that they was with to treat them. So they try to teach their children or their sons the same way. And that's the thing, like, because you wanted to be treated a certain way by their father or by the man, period. So you trying to install certain things in your child. You know what I'm saying? It's cool, but at the same time, I think it's a problem with that because not all women might not, care for your son a certain way that you wanted him to be raised because of your expectation, how you think a man should be. You see what I'm saying?
You mean like how they act towards a female in a relationship period?
Yeah, because the mother probably told him
certain qualities they have towards that female in a relationship.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Because some of them qualities are good things. Too. But then you also got that association where like the woman is teaching her son, which is good. But I also think that the father should still be there too to like show him and guide him like, okay, to back up. It's basically backing up the woman that's in the house that's raising the kids together.
Right. You know me. You know me. I always feel like a two-parent household is better than one. Two eyes is better than one. Two hands is better than one. Two legs is better than one. So anything is better than one. You have multiple. You have the best of both worlds, really. Just like when we did the video about the mother and her child. Same thing with the father, the best of both worlds, and we really just wanted to touch on that because I just see it everywhere. You could tell the men that wasn't raised by a father or a male figure. You can really tell like how they go about life, doing certain things, on even though how they would treat a woman versus a man, or how they go looking for that father figure elsewhere. You could just tell the games that they join. I'm not saying that every dude gonna do that, or join a clique. They gonna really be out with their bros because they like, if they don't have that father figure at home, they are gonna find something to supplement it. Like they gonna find something to replace, whether if it's an older man or a man his age. Like they really gonna find that bond in somebody because you can't help but to miss that. Like at the end of the day, it do take two people to have a child. So I do think two people should be raising them. And, it is a lot of people that's going to be like, well, it don't necessarily have to be a, man, because, it could be a two-parent household, but maybe two females, because, they could be gay. They probably could adopt a son and stuff like that. And that's fine. Like, I'm not saying that's wrong to be raised like that, but just as a boy growing up, you know, I do feel like he should have certain type of father, whether it's his father or just some type of male figure. I do think that's important for him to be around and just see how they operate because, like I said, they was their age at one point and they went through what they went through. We never went through that. little girls don't go through the same thing little boys go through, period. So they do need to see how they operate firsthand from a person that actually experienced it. And that's just that, period. That's what I, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that don't agree, but feel free to leave your comments down below. This is a video to give our opinions on how we feel. We would love to hear how you feel. We would love your feedback. We'd love for you to come join our channel, come subscribe, like, comment, subscribe, and just give your honest opinions down below. We'd love to hear it. But you watching this video, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Signing out, Ash.
Sign out, Leah.